Oladoyin Bamishayemi joins us now. He is the Chief Whip for Osun State House of Assembly. He's also a member of that 7-man committee that was set up to look into that. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, clearly we see the passion that ran through the House about that particular petition, but why did it come across as though the origin of the petition bothered the House much more than the content of the petition?
Thank you. Yeah, that's not true. Immediately we received the petition. We told ourselves that we need to tread carefully, that it is the message that we must look into and not the messenger, that we must consider the substance of the petition and not the writer. Mr. Speaker wrote a letter to the Chief Judge asking her to confirm whether the writer of the petition was actually a serving judge in the state. That she did. And the reason for that is this, whether she's competent to even write that at all. If you are part of a government, and if you are a serving judge, you cannot sever your personality from your position. You cannot claim to write as a private person and say, and not as a judge. For instance, I'll give an analogy now. If you get involved in violence outside now as Chamberlain, of course, you won't say, I was involved in that violence as Chamberlain the husband, maybe it's with your wife, and not Chamberlain the child anchor. People will take the two together. It will become a celebrated story because of your position. So she cannot, distinguish between her personality and her position in the judiciary. And when you, as a serving judge, descend into the arena of politics, partisan politics, then you definitely bring disrepute to the judiciary of that state.
Are you implying that
now,
by reason of her position, the content of the petition became irrelevant?
No, that's not what I'm saying. So, but in spite of that, we still went into the petition. In spite of the fact that it was confirmed that she was a serving judge, on the basis of competence, we probably would have thrown it out, and say, well, she's not competent to write it because she's a serving judge. But we did not do that. Again, we looked into the petition, and it offended our rules.
What rules?
To Rule 26. This is the standing order and rules of the House. This is the Bible of the House. Now, if you must send a petition to the House, you must pass it through a member. You cannot, as a person, as a private person, present a petition to the House of Assembly. Only members are allowed to present petitions. So if you have a petition, you must go through your honorable, the honorable representing your constituency. That's one of the rules that the petition offended. Again, if you must send a petition to us, it must be signed on every page. Every page of the petition must be signed. She did not do that. But in spite of all this, we bent over backward to please, public opinion. Because we are aware that most issues are determined on the basis of perception and not reality. That every issue, 70% is perception.
Well,
that's the normal thing in politics, for instance. So we were very conscious of public perception.
Those allegations, are you saying that?
No. I said going into we should have thrown the petition out on technical ground. But we did not do that because it offended our rules. We bent over backward to please not only the petitioner, but the public.
So did the House look into the petition?
We did. We'll be coming to that. So the Speaker decided in his wisdom to set up a 7-man committee to look into the petition. And when we got into the committee, we sat down and we told ourselves, we are arbiters. We should not be dragged into the conflict. We must remain as neutral as possible. We must be, impartial. And so we said we must extend courtesy and respect to the woman. And by the reason of that, we now sent a letter to her, inviting her to come and appear before us and give us additional information. If you go through the petition, you will see that most aspects of the petition are skeletal. So we asked her to come and flesh it up. If we have to consider the petition on the strength of what is contained therein, we will end up dismissing it. Because you can't just make sweeping statements.
When you say skeletal, what does that mean and what did you expect?
For instance, I'll give you instances. Like she accused the governor of pursuing policies to enrich his godfathers, his immediate families, and his cronies. Now, you need to come to us and tell us who are the godfathers enriched. How? Is it through contract? Is it true? Cash? Do you have evidence? You know, if you have, let us have them. And it is settled law that averment without evidence goes to no issue. That's a strike law. You can't just make averment without backing it up with evidence. It goes to no issue. Again, if you assert, you must prove. That's another strike law. He who asserts, he who alleges must prove. So you cannot just make averments and make sweeping statements and expect us to take it hook, line, and sinker. We must be fair to both sides. We must be fair to the petitioner. We must be fair to the respondent. We must give both of them fair hearing. That's natural justice. So you must come and tell us, who are the godfathers? By how much were they enriched? Through what? That's one. When you say the governor is ruling from afar, that, is globe-trotting, that is ruling from Saudi Arabia, from Cuba, from Lagos, you must supply facts. And then, based on your facts, we will now question the respondent when it is his turn to appear. But in spite of the fact that she did not come, we received answers from Mr. Governor. And he showed us his traveling document that the last time he was in Cuba was 2005.
Why was the petition thrown out then?
So, the point is this: when you make averments and we ask you to come and substantiate and you refuse to come, that means you have abandoned. In legal terms, you can abandon. You are free to abandon.
Before you invited her, did you get a response from the governor?
Yes, of course, we did.
Did she ask to see the response of the governor?
I was just coming to that. Now, instead of, we gave her a golden opportunity to, look, we are supposed to determine your petition on the strength of what is contained therein. But to satisfy public opinion, we will bend over backward. We will invite you, not on trial, but to give additional information. She rejected that golden opportunity. She was setting what we call condition precedent for the House, that she will only appear, if we give her a copy of the governor's response. Now, that's not all right. Look, we are adjudicating. You tell us, in law, you are supposed to prove your case on the strength of your case, not on the defense of your weakness. That's another trite law. You don't rely on the defense of the respondent, weakness.
But hold on.
You don't rely on the weakness of the defense case. You rely on the strength of your own petition.
She sent a petition to which the governor responded. You didn't think it was right to see or hear the governor's response before she comes to give more clearance?
No. Look, she is supposed to prove her case on the strength of what she has, not on the weakness of the defense case.
The governor has responded to her petition.
Yes, and we are aware of that. We have that with us.
So you didn't think it was right for her to know what the governor's response was so that she can...
She was the one that initiated the petition. She did not need any reply of anybody to initiate the petition in the first place. She told us in the petition that she has her facts, first-hand experience. It's part of the petition. I will show you on page 4. That she has first-hand experience and information at her disposal to back up the petition. And she buckled on her knees when it was time to come and prove it. She lost that golden opportunity. We were ready to be fair to both sides. We were ready to listen to her and go to the root of the matter. For God's sake, we are all stakeholders in Osun State.